A forensic CT scan of the skull of one of the missing national security insiders is raising new questions tonight, not because of what it found, but because of what it didn't. Melissa Casias was a former staffer at Los Alamos National Laboratory. She was found dead in Carson National Forest last month after disappearing nearly a year ago. New reporting from Los Angeles Magazine's Lauren Conlin is revealing some chilling new details about the scene of her death. According to an exclusive conversation with New Mexico State Police, investigators tell Los Angeles Magazine that Casias' remains were skeletonized with a handgun located near the body. But they say the initial forensic CT scan of Casias' skull did not find any bullets or projectiles of any kind. If this was a suicide, as many initially believed, why was the handgun found near her body but no bullet wounds in her skull? Joining us now is Los Angeles Magazine contributor and host of the Outlier podcast, Lauren Conlin. Also joining us is Morgan Wright, CEO and founder of the National Center for Open and Unsolved Cases, and editor and host of Crime Reconstructed. Thank you both so much. Lauren, what do you make of this? It sounds like is it a staged crime scene? Is that what police were thinking when they didn't find any bullet wounds to Casias' skull?
Well, it's tough to say right now, but I think part of the reason I was initially very confused and very anxious and waiting for my response from the New Mexico State Police is because there was other reporting out there that said her skeletonized remains were, quote, slumped up against a tree with a handgun nearby. And I think Morgan will agree with me. If your remains have been skeletonized for over a year, I don't think we're talking about a skeleton, and forgive me, from Halloween spirit here, that could sort of remain upright. That doesn't make sense. And then on top of that, we're now learning, quote, no projectiles in the skull. I'm very confused. I never truly thought this was a suicide, only because when Melissa Casias disappeared, she took her toothbrush, she took her thyroid medication, things that might indicate you're planning to stay alive. But again, investigators have stressed they are ruling nothing out, Elizabeth. They are still working to determine the cause and manner of death here with the medical investigator's office. So we don't know enough right now. But as you said, this revelation was very perplexing and very, very chilling.
Morgan, what do you make of it all? Is it possible? I mean, listen, there are so many conspiracy theories around this case because she's among
Yes.
a dozen or so people who had national security clearance, who worked in, very important programs, many of them affiliated with UFOs, who vanished or disappeared over the course of a couple of years. Is it possible that she could have shot herself someplace else on her body? With that gun that was found next to her skeletonized remains?
Well, Elizabeth, I mean, I know a lot of people want to go down that because the more you make it sound like they're involved in classified work, then the more ominous this becomes. She was an administrative assistant. The highest clearance she could have had would have been an L clearance, and not access to any classified stuff. So she worked there, but she didn't have access to classified stuff. And going back to what you say, I've worked homicides, I've worked suicides to where the bullet does go through and through. Now, it depends. This is where you get into ballistics. Was it a wad cutter, a semi-wad cutter? Was it a jacketed hollow point? If it was a jacketed hollow point, then I would agree with Lauren and with you guys. I would expect to find the round there because a bullet, when it hits, it impacts, it spreads out,
right,
even with brain matter. But a full metal jacket is going to do what we call a through and through.
But why take your toothbrush and your thyroid medication if you're taking a gun to kill yourself? It just doesn't add up.
Well, we're asking people to rationalize an irrational act, and to many people, suicide is an irrational act. It may be that she was thinking about, maybe I'll do it, maybe I won't, and if I don't do it, maybe I want to stay alive long enough to come back. I've seen people have those conversations. So it's going to go back to one thing Lauren said too. I agree. When you have a skeletonized remains, that means all the fiber, all the tissue, all the connecting things go. You don't get the Halloween thing. You don't get the
So it can't be slumped up on a tree.
No, if that's the case, then you do get into, I wonder, is it a staged crime scene? Most of the time, every crime scene I've worked on, skeletonized remains, there's no connective tissue left. Everything's on the ground in pieces. That's why animals sometimes part away many of the bones, because they're not connected.
Lauren, what happens next in this investigation? When you said the police say that all options are open, what are the leads that they're pursuing in this case?
I mean, I feel like tox reports, I mean, well, clearly it can't be a tox report, but, you know, whatever they're doing testing-wise with her bones, all the evidence that they've collected for over the past year. I mean, it's a lot at this point. And not only that, you know, you do have the family that appears to be divided, and it is heartbreaking to sort of watch all of this, just sort of unfold. I mean, Melissa's husband, Mark Casias, was just granted a temporary protective order against a private investigator that's working with Melissa Casias' family. I believe her niece and her parents, they're a bit divided from Melissa's husband and her daughter. But Mark Casias had alleged that this private investigator was harassing him online, pointing fingers at him, accusing him of things. So, again, I do believe that investigators have a lot of evidence to go through at this point.
Well, they sure do. And if they suspect a crime has been committed here, they are going to do their darndest to figure out who's responsible. Lauren, Conlin, Morgan Wright, thank you both so much. Really appreciate it.
You bet.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.